Okay, here's another video in Mastering Algebra 1. Still, we are in linear equations and inequalities. But for here, for quiz number 5, okay, just want you guys to know that the questions here are similar to the questions in your quiz. This is just a guide to help you pass your quiz, okay? Especially for when revising. So, because a lot of students are just a lot of the students are copying the same exact question here when in fact in the quiz they have different numbers. So again, this is just a guide to revise your quiz. So here we go. For this problem we have a ratio and proportion. All you have to do is just cross multiply. Now here we go. So 4 times 7x minus 1 parentheses equals 3 times 5 minus 2x. Okay, after doing that, distribute, and that should give you 4 times 7 is 28x, and then 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 equals 15 minus 6x. Okay, we agree that solve for x. All we have to do is to make sure both x's are on the left side, so that minus 6x, when you move over, becomes plus 6x. And then that minus 4, when you move over, becomes plus 4. And now we have 34x equals 19. And as because of 28 plus 6 is 34. And then we always divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient 24, by the number beside x, which is 34. So we divide both sides by 34, and now x equals 19 over 34. This is the value of x. Okay? Again, go back to the video if you want. Pause the video if you need time. And this is how we solve question number 1. Question number 2. Again, here we have a word problem. We have to read it at least twice. Pause the video, read this at least twice. Okay, if you don't want to, let's go ahead and solve this. Here we have 7 boxes of grapefruit. And there are 12 boxes of oranges. You have to remember in the problem, each box of grapefruit is weighed 25 pounds. And each box of oranges weighed 18 pounds. What's going to happen here is, again, in doing a word problem, I really need you to make sure you read the problem at least twice and then go back to the question. What is the average? You have to remember, average is when you add all the numbers and then divide it by the number of numbers. So here we go. So here we have 7 boxes. So I'm talking about now with the blue line. So here I have 7 boxes of grapefruit, but every box is 25 pounds. So that means if you want, you can write 7, 25, so 25 plus 25 plus 25, blah, 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 7. And then one of your classmates today asked me, Mr. Wallace, can we just have 25? Since there are 7 boxes of them, why don't we just multiply? That's fine. That's correct. Now, how about for the 12 boxes of 18? So again, if you want, you can add 18 plus 18 plus 18 12 times. Now again, using the same concept here, 25 times 7, why don't we just have 18 times, again, there are 12 boxes. Okay? Now using your calculator, help me out with 25 times 7 and then 18 times 12. 25 times 7 is 175. 175. 18 times 7 times 12 is 216. And here, basically, if we add all the pounds, all the weights of the boxes, we have 25 plus 25 plus 25, blah, 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 and so on, plus 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18. But because we know that we can just multiply them, why don't we just add these two? Okay, the two products, add them together, so 216 plus 175 is giving us 391. But because we are solving for the average, we have to divide 391 by the number of boxes, total boxes. So here we have 7 boxes and 12 boxes, add them together, divided by 19. So 391 divided by 19 is, I'm not going to give you the answer, it's up to you this time. For 391 divided, I just want to make sure that you have your own calculator there. You know that each of you has a laptop, and in your laptop you will be able to find your Texas Instrument calculator in your laptop. Okay, so here 391 divided by 19, that's going to be the average. Again, rewind. If you need help, just rewind it and master that question. Now here, again, read the problem, but according to the problem, we have equation C equals 2 pi r. But the problem is giving us the circumference of the circle that is approximately 12. So that means I have to plug in that 12 to C equals 2 pi r. Now you learned in middle school that pi is 3.14. So why don't we go ahead and multiply 2 times 3.14? And that should give us, if you use your calculator, it should give you 6.28. If you're not sure, you might want to verify that with your calculator. And then divide both sides by, if you're solving for r, that means we need to get rid of that 6.28. 6.28. So 12 divided by 6.28 is 1 point something. So r is equal to 1.9. That is the radius. Now, is that going to be your final answer? Okay? Well, I still have to go back to the question. The question is what is the approximate diameter? Now here the radius is 19. Now you have to remember, if you have a circle, that is going to be your radius. The problem here, the answer here is 1.9 is the radius. But again, we're solving for diameter, and according to the diameter, it should be a line that connects the 2 points on the circle that's passing the center. So that means if you analyze this is the radius, that is the diameter, so this is the radius, this is the diameter. That means the measure of the diameter is double that. So that means, 1.8 times 2. To solve for the diameter, you just have to double the radius, 1.8 times 2. Okay? Again, I need you to be responsible in solving for this. Okay? Use your calculator, you should be fine. Now, how about the last one? For the last box, we have the width of a rectangle is 4 less than the length. Now, first is make sure you have to you illustrate the problem. The problem is dealing with a rectangle, so make sure you have a rectangle drawing. But wait, the width. You have to remember this is your length and that is your width. The width of the rectangle is 4 less than the length. So, if the width is 4 less than the length, that means we have x minus 4. And your length is going to be x. Okay? Okay, now, but you have to remember, in finding the dimension of the rectangle given the perimeter. Now, we learned that in solving for perimeter, we are adding all the sides. So, if this is x minus 4, we assume that this is also x minus 4. If this is x, that should also be x. Now again, the perimeter is given, which is 52. That means we add all of them equals 52. X minus 4, and then x, Add all the x's, gives you 4x. Negative 4 minus 4 is minus 8 equals, the perimeter is 52. Okay? Move the 8 over, negative 8 over becomes plus 8, and that should give you 4x equals, okay, that should give you 4x equals 60. Then divide both sides by 4, x equals 15. Now, don't, a lot of you, when solving for x, you think that after you solve for x, you think that you already found the answer. No, in this problem, we know x is equal to 15. But if you go back to the question, find the dimension. Dimension in the shape means you want to know, especially here, the dimension here is you want to know the length and you want to know the measure of the width. Because we solve for x equals 15, therefore your x here is equal to 15. That means that is also 15 and that is 15. Because we solve for x equals 15, 15 minus 4, x minus 4, 15 minus 4 is 11, that is also 11. Now, to verify, to check your final answer, all you have to do is to add all the sides, and that should give you 52. And yes, if you add all of them, you will get 52, and that's the final answer. Again, if you need help, go back to the very first part of this video and master each question, because you will see these questions on your EOC. Okay? So, go ahead and revise your quiz.